Okay, I have like 40 minutes to film this video because baby is having her nap. So hey guys, it's your girl Tina here. I finally found some time to sit down and film this video for you guys. I've been meaning to do it these last couple of weeks, but you know, busy mum life. Today I want to talk about my postpartum body and my experience. As you guys know, I am a new mom. I gave birth. There's a whole vlog up on it, so do check it out if you haven't already. Not a lot of people talk about what happens after birth, or especially, you know, with the body and how much it can change. So I thought I would share my experience with you guys. So let's start from when I was pregnant. During my pregnancy, I gained about 12 to 13-ish kilos. I think that works out to be 26 to 28 pounds. And that was recommended by my doctor. He was like, do not go over 13 kilos according to my BMI. So I was in the healthy range, and during my pregnancy, I think overall it was a pretty good experience, and the birth was a good experience as well. Until like afterwards, after I gave birth, you would think that, you know, my baby was 2.85 kilos, and then, you know, the placenta and all the liquid, you think you would lose a lot of that weight. But I remember still weighing maybe only 2-3 kilos lighter somehow. I don't know, I think maybe because just my body was just swollen, lots of water retention. And after you give birth, you still look pregnant. Even though the baby's out, even though this baby you've been growing for 9 months has finally vacated the premises, your body still looks like 6-7 months pregnant. So I'll pop a photo or video up showing my body one day after giving birth. You can see here I'm in my sexy disposable underwear, which was a very high fashion at the time. I still had a pretty big belly, except that now it just felt hollow and empty, but very, very squishy. And to be honest, like at that stage, you're like, okay, it's fine. Like you don't really think about, you know, the state of your body because you're still healing, still recovering, and you've got this like gorgeous bundle of joy to take care of. Also, when you're pregnant, your uterus goes from the size of like a lemon to the size of a watermelon. And even though after you give birth, that doesn't shrink down immediately, it takes about, I think, 6 weeks to go back to its normal size. So that's why you can see here, my belly's still quite big and squishy. So after coming home from the hospital, I actually started my confinement food, or my confinement meals. The concept of confinement is popular amongst Chinese culture. And so there's actually a bunch of things you're not supposed to do, or you're supposed to stick to after you give birth. Like you're supposed to avoid cold and chilled drinks. You should always wear socks, no washing your hair or bathing. You have to avoid fans and air conditioning, and then you have to eat these like special foods that help to nourish your body. I didn't do all of that shebang. I pretty much ate the confinement foods, which were really nutritious and it was yummy. I just ordered mine from Tinway Signature, which is the most popular confinement food delivery service in Singapore, and they sent me like lunch and dinner, and all the foods were really delicious. It was like either rice or noodles with a protein dish and veggies, plus they had special soups and this date drink. I also avoided cold and chilled drinks, so I just wanted to have like more warm hot water. Yeah, at that time you don't really, well, I wasn't really craving for like cold drinks. Those are the two things that I stuck with. I still went out here and there, not a lot obviously, but you know, went out to the doctor's appointments and whatnot. I still washed my hair, bathed like normal. So I just kind of did like the bare minimum. And then I also did some postpartum massages. And so the therapist would come over, it'd be like a 90-minute session, and she'd massage my whole body and try to just get my blood circulation flowing. And then she would do this binding thing at the end. So it's like a Javanese massage technique, and she would bind my belly. And it's not like to slim me down immediately or anything, but it helps to retract the uterus and also kind of like help your organs go back in place, as well as help with my posture. Because when you're like breastfeeding and after giving birth and you're not having that weight, I don't know, my balance was just off. So having that binding really helped support my back and helped me sit up straighter. And so I did that. I had 10 sessions of that, and I felt like that really helped get my belly, or that bulge, to like go down faster. So I did my confinement meals and my postpartum massages for a month. And then after a month, you can see this is me at 4 weeks postpartum. My belly has gone down and I don't look pregnant anymore. Yay! Fast forward to today, I am 3 months postpartum, and I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know what my bod looks like. So let me quickly show you. Okay, so this is my body now. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad, especially when I wear like more high-waisted stuff. But if I just pull this down, you can see my belly. It's not as flat as it used to be. I have this little, I guess, like bulge here, and I went to get checked for diastasis recti, which is the separation of the ab muscles. You know, when you're pregnant, your belly gets bigger and your ab muscles actually separate. So mine hasn't fully come back together. I've got about like 2-finger separation. So I am going to have to work on that. Also, you can see that I have my dark line here still. Apparently it takes up to a year for this line to fade. My stomach right now is pretty squishy, a lot squishier than before. Thankfully, I don't have stretch marks though. And a lot of you guys asked me what I did to help with that. Well, during my pregnancy, I just applied lots of oils and creams and kept that area moisturized. But I also think it could be genetics, because my mum didn't get stretch marks and so I didn't. So I feel like maybe that's more of a reason. But yeah, that's what I can say about that. I've also gone up a size in my clothing, and so I've gone from a small to a medium, an 8 to a 10, top and bottom. So most of my clothes don't fit. I need to get new clothes, need to go up a size. So looks like I'll be back with my try on hauls very soon. Another significant change in my body is my girls. They have gone a lot bigger, they're a lot heavier, and you would think that I would want bigger boobs, but oh my gosh, when you have bigger boobs, it's just like, it's a nightmare, guys. Like I really hate them, and it's so hard to get used to, because I feel like a lot of my clothes don't fit. Like 90% of my clothes don't fit anymore, and if they do fit around the waist, they don't fit around the top. And so it's so hard just to try to dress this new body of mine. Also, I have an oversupply of milk, so I'm breastfeeding, but I have a lot of milk. And it's a blessing and a curse, and a lot of people say, oh my God, Tina, you're so lucky, you have an oversupply. I do think I'm lucky. It is a good thing, but there are some cons as well that people don't realize. Like, my boobs get engorged really quickly, so I can't go out for too long. And then when I'm feeding Lila, I have to like lay back all the way, because if I don't, she actually chokes on my milk because the flow is just so intense, especially when I have a letdown. And so I feel so bad. And sometimes when she like delatches, milk just sprays out everywhere, on her face, goes in her eye, it's like on her head, and I'm just like, oh, my poor baby, and I'm like trying to like stop it. And so there's just like an array of other problems you deal with when you have an oversupply, but hopefully these will like regulate soon. I'm like trying my best not to like pump and overstimulate it, so I spend a lot of time just using like the haka, the milk catcher, or hand expressing. And that's just like another time-consuming thing. Breastfeeding is just another huge hurdle on its own, so props to you mamas out there. Right now, I'm just learning to accept this new figure of mine. It's funny because in the beginning, like when you're healing and you're just recovering, like for me, I didn't really get bothered by, you know, my body until after I started feeling a lot more normal, things were healed. You know, after 6 weeks, my uterus has gone down. I just realized, I'm like, oh, I don't really look the same. Like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, there's just this whole other me to get used to. So it has been a challenge. I remember I had a shoot on one day and the night before I was trying to look for clothes to wear for that shoot, and Alf and I were just like going through my closet and nothing fit, and things that did fit just didn't look right. And then I was so stressed and just anxious about the shoot, I started crying, and my mum was with me and she's like, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, "Yes, because none of my clothes fit me and I'm just so big now." And like looking back, it was just so funny, but in the moment I was actually like just so like, I just hated my body. And so for those new mamas out there, if you're going through this, just cut yourself some slack, because you know, you just gave birth and your body takes time to bounce back. You know, it's not like those celebrities that like, oh, 2 weeks ago they were pregnant and then now like they gave birth and they're like back to their slim, skinny self. It's a little bit unrealistic. And so I've come to terms with that. Do I love my body now? No, I'm just like neutral. I'm okay about it. I don't think you need to like love your body immediately. It's great if you do, but now I'm just like, I'm accepting it. It's okay. I do want to get back into shape eventually, but I'll just do it at my own pace. Right now, I just want to spend as much time as I can with my baby and obviously like still create content for you guys. And so like rushing to the gym right now and trying to squeeze an hour of workout in, it just seems really like impossible for me right now. So I'm just gonna take it as it comes and just give myself some grace. But yeah, that's what's been happening with me and my new mom bod. I just really wanted to share my journey with you guys and kind of just normalize the postpartum journey. I think a lot of people, you know, especially when you're pregnant, you worry so much about the birth itself that you kind of forget that at the end, like there's this whole other healing process, and it took 9 months to grow a baby. Sometimes it'll take 9 months to get your old body back. And see, in my head, I know that, but sometimes it does get really stressful for me because I'm always on camera. So obviously I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. And when I'm feeling my best, but I don't look my best and it doesn't matches, it's a little bit depressing, not gonna lie. But I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's all good. So hopefully, you know, I'll document my journey, and if I do start working out again, I'll definitely film that and show you guys the progress. But right now I'm just gonna enjoy being a new mom. Her nap time is almost up. I need to go wake her up, otherwise I'm not gonna sleep tonight. So I think I'm gonna cap the video off there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys wanna check out my pregnancy journey or my birth vlogs, I do have like a playlist so you can check that out. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the YouTube family. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos that I post. Stay tuned for some try on hauls because I need some new clothes. So yeah, that's it from me. I'll speak to you guys next time. Bye.